One more thing. Come here, Kiana. Look at the petals. What shape is that?
Today, we're digging plants.
It helped me when we came out here and studied, because you have hands-on.
You can see it. You don't just read it.
Got all the trees and plants and rocks and stuff. And before it was just dirt.
Recently, there's been a surge in the use of indigenous plants for landscaping. These plants require no fertilizer or pesticides and reduce the use of one of our most precious resources, water. They're called wildscapes. Wildscapes vary widely in size. Some are only several square feet. Others are several acres. Though many homeowners and businesses choose a wildscape for economic, ecological, and aesthetic reasons, one of the best reasons for creating a wildscape is educational.
I myself have a personal interest in outdoors. My principal does too, and we decided that this was the type of thing that we needed to provide our students so they could have some real-life experiences when they're learning life sciences in school. Coming out and learning about plants and the wildlife that the plants will attract. And that's why we chose to set this up with native plants and to attract native wildlife.
This is a great project for your kids. It ties a lot of math into it. But really all this is a compost pile, so any layer will work.
I got more information on putting together a wildscape such as this by attending a gardening symposium, which was put on at a school in Austin as a way of promoting doing things like this in schools.
There we go. So then, you know, kids will see this and like, roots, you know? Oh yeah, roots.
One of these sessions I attended was ideas on resources that would help me pull this all together also.
And now it's time for the money lady. Good morning, everybody. Now I have $1.5 million available for the entire state of Texas. Now, not everyone knows about this program, which makes it pretty good for some of you here today, so you have an upper hand on them. Now, in terms of what you can use these funds for, if you want to build an outdoor natural classroom, we've done a lot of different programs with school. Mostly the schools are working with us for wildscape programs and outdoor nature classrooms. You can use these funds to purchase the plants, the supplies, some of the materials.
This stinky stuff.
And as Amy said, use those partners.
Darlene can also direct you to local groups and businesses that may have funds and materials that will help you create a wildscape.
When the new Sam's store opened up in Round Rock, they have schools apply for environmental grants. And we applied and we received a $3,000 grant from the Sam's in Round Rock.
But hold it. Before you begin, you better have a plan. You may be able to schedule a visit by an urban biologist like Kelly Bender, who can offer advice and expertise.
Here's a Venus looking glass. What I would probably do is emphasize that this is a little dry creek here.
Okay.
And I would start putting in some riparian species that you might find in there. You could also make it into a little grassland with wildflowers.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what we kind of were starting with.
Took a lot of elbow grease out here. I had parents out here. I relied a lot on the community service people out of the Williamson County area. One of my parents that took charge of the place was Ray Valadez, and he managed the crew that came out here. Parents and, of course, the teachers and the students all helped to build this.
Hey, lady, this is ours. It smells good.
So it provides a lot of hands-on experience, which is what kids need.
My mouth.
They learn how to plant, water. They learn about the types of plants that are out here and the wildlife that is out here.
The other kind of earthworm is bigger, but these are small, and they can't live an hour in the sunlight. They'll die.
Did you know if a worm loses its tail, it could probably grow it back?
Their observation skills grow, and then they go and research this.
The biggest one found was 22 feet.
It was
long,
in
Africa. You're standing on the worms.
And so it adds to research skills. So it's just a cyclical kind of learning that goes on and takes shape and that has a lot of interest.
We call this our living pond. We're going to have frogs in here and fish again. There's tadpoles in here. We have tadpoles living, a lot of living tadpoles. We have a lot of living dragonflies now.
All right, guys. Come on out and see what you can see. We're going to try to not step on the plants. Okay, you can walk down there and let's walk and you can get a closer look at the plants. Okay. All right, how do you know they're bluebonnets? Let's see. Do you know what that's called, John?
I don't know.
That's called an Indian blanket. Yes, do you see the red and the yellow?
They get very excited because they're all of a sudden noticing things that typically you wouldn't see in a schoolyard. Out on the playground, you've got just that hard rock dirt surface where they play, but here it just gives them a completely different setting. They want to go over to the pond and look to see what's in there, and we saw some little tadpoles. The other morning we came out and we saw some little lizards, and so they're seeing things that they would never expect to see at school.
We can like come out here and study and actually look at it instead of going in a classroom and just looking at a picture. You get to see it actually instead of just looking at it in your textbook. You get to look at the leaves, you get to look at the flowers. It didn't look very pretty. It was actually a restricted area. No one actually came out here. My favorite part about it is like the wildflowers and stuff that they had from Texas. It looks great, and I like it a lot, and lots of people come out here.
I guess just personally, I just think it's very important for schools to have a place like this for students to spend time.
Miss Johnson, that one's it.
Oh, yeah. Look inside. How it looks so white. Let's look at the stem. Look at this. What'd you find? Yeah, all those vines go through there, John. You see how the vines are going through? That is beautiful.
I gotta draw that.
Yes, you have to draw it. Yeah, and it's kind of fuzzy.
When you're walking past it, you just look out there and it's really relaxing. You know, you're out here really with nature to me. I like that.
I even feel it when I come out, just this calmness that comes over, a brightness that's out here. The kids get to see just nature, and nature, I believe, adds that calmness to us.